Do you remember Erika Kirk at the memorial with her "I forgive him" shtick, where she was like, "That young man, I forgive him"? Would you ever in a million years believe that TPUSA would have bought an advertisement to promote a short? That young man, I forgive him. Oh, clip that. We got to boost it. Put $2,000 on it. Stat. That was beautiful. Everyone's going to fall in love with her. We're going to support the widow. Don't attack the widow. We have to honor the widow. The last 90 days, this is how much it costs to support the widow. The last 90 days, Turning Point PAC, for example, on Meta, this is Facebook and Instagram and Threads. The last 90 days, a company that only has 1.9 thousand likes has spent $425,000 in advertisements on Facebook, Meta. TPUSA events, $300,000. So between the two, they're at $730,000. Turning Point USA, another $250,000. So now we're at $1 million. We're at $1 million, give or take. Just those three entities. The last 90 days, we're at $1 million in Facebook ads. Then we get down to Turning Point Action. This is the political arm that is, most of this $145,000 was spent, that I can tell, recruiting people to chase ballots, whatever that means. You have TPUSA students. This Charlie Kirk page, this is all, I will go ahead and spoil the surprise. All $30,000 of that was paid for from the Charlie Kirk page. All $30,000 of that was paid for by Salem Media. We just talked about Salem Media, C-suite executive Brad Parscale got $46 million from our greatest ally. They put $30,000 of that directly in the Charlie Kirk page. TPUSA Faith. And then you get this weird one down here. Andrew Colvett. We're going to look at that one a little closer. And even Alex Clark. We're going to look at that very closely here in just a little bit. Alex Clark, of course, most famous for marrying a very straight man. A very, very straight man. Very manly, very straight. Maybe the manliest, straightest man I've ever talked to. Or not, I've never talked to him, that I've ever seen online. And she's very effeminate, too. So this is just sort of a general overview. You're looking well over $1 million just the last 90 days spent by Turning Point USA entities. We included the Daily Wire in there so that you could have a comparison in how some other organizations are doing it. Keep in mind, the Daily Wire is a commercial organization. So I'll pull it back up if you didn't see the Daily Wire part as I went through it. The Daily Wire is trying to make a living. TPUSA is a nonprofit entity, but the Daily Wire here, $200,000 for their premium service, their Daily Wire Plus. Ben Shapiro, another 67, trying to make it look like people watch his videos. And then the Daily Wire itself, another 11,000. So the very commercial, very large commercial entity, Daily Wire, spent about $250,000 in the last 90 days. Our nonprofit, TPUSA, that exists solely to, it's a nonprofit. It's supposed to benefit society, has spent $1 billion. $1 million in just 90 days. And so where are they spending the money? Well, let's just take a broader look here. So let's show you this tool that Meta has where you can actually look behind the curtain. You can open the curtain and get a look at the Wizard of Oz, or the Widow of Oz, as Candace actually brilliantly labeled that today. So you can open it up, you click on a button, you type in the name of the people you want to look at, and you can get an idea of what they are advertising. So, for example, let's just take one particular ad. Do you remember Erika Kirk at the memorial with her "I forgive him" shtick, where she was like, "That young man, I forgive him"? You remember that? And it seemed like such an organic moment. Would you ever in a million years believe that TPUSA would have bought an advertisement to promote a short promoting that clip? "I forgive him," sponsored by paid for by Turning Point USA. They only spent a couple $1,000s, to be fair. They anticipated that spend would reach 1 million plus people. It only reached about 800,000 people. But it was gross to me. It was gross to me. Here's why it's so nasty. If you're going to forgive somebody, it should solely be because you forgive that person. That's like a Christian, almost a sacrament, right? It's like sacramental forgiveness of somebody. I forgive you. God forgave me. We all get better together. Can you imagine forgiving someone, recording it, and then boosting that on social media? I cannot for the life of me imagine a scenario where that would ever cross my mind. It would never cross my mind to do that. It's disgusting. That young man, I forgive him. Oh, clip that. We got to boost it. Put $2,000 on it. Stat. That was beautiful. Everyone's going to fall in love with her. We're going to support the widow. Don't attack the widow. Well, the widow's advertising her forgiveness. It's a little weird if we're being honest. It wasn't just that, though. For example, Erika Kirk gave a brief little speech not too terribly long ago on finding rest in the midst of chaos. They put $30,000 behind advertising this to get 1 million people to watch it, or more than 1 million people.
Amidst of all of this grief and all of the busyness and all of the activities and the chaos of planning, how do you find rest?
This job title is not a job title to me. This is not a 9-to-5. This is something that I watched my husband build with his blood, sweat, and tears and gave his life for. This organization is a piece of my husband that lives on. Rest for my soul, that's something that I intentionally carve into, and that's reading God's word, but that's also surrounding myself with people that are sending me Bible verses every day, that are praying over me, praying with me. I am the type of person that instead of running and retreating, I find my rest and my purpose and running towards what other people would run away from. And I, again, feel closer to my husband running towards the discomfort of what is set before me, because I am literally living out a piece of Charlie's book where it says, just keep moving, trust the Lord, keep going. It might not make any sense, but one day when you get to heaven and you're standing face to face with our Savior, it will.
Put $30,000 behind it. People are going to love her Christian shtick. Make sure everyone sees it. Get it up to 1 million people. So we're advertising, I forgive him, that young man, I forgive him. We're advertising that. And now we're advertising how great of a Christian I am. It's a little weird. Frankly, the more I think about it, it's kind of strange. And the morbid talking about your husband with the weird up talk. I mean, that's, it is what it is, but $30,000, $30,000, that's almost the median salary of an American. You could have employed somebody for that money. I want you to zoom in on this woman to the right here of Erika. This is the mother of the international girl who was on the train in Charlotte, and she got kind of violently taken out, neck wound. And she grief-mogged Erika. She grief-mogged her. I didn't even know grief-mogging was a thing. They put money behind that. They put money. They paid people to watch it. They paid people to watch Erika get honored. Now, keep in mind, what is the purpose of advertising? It's to ask someone to do something. You're trying to get something out of it. If I advertise Nike sneakers, I want to sell some sneaks. I'm a Subway. Like, I advertise some sandwiches. So I hire a pervert and he loses a bunch of weight, and everybody rushes out to buy sandwiches because they want to lose weight like the pervert. Whatever it is, like, you're asking someone to do something. And so you got to think, what is the intent behind each advertisement? It wasn't like join TPUSA. It was just, we've got to support this woman. Obviously, her reputation is destroying the organization. So we've got to build her up by showing her in positions where she looks better than she does most of the time. Did anybody buy the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt? Did anybody buy the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt? Kind of morbid, right? Come get a piece of history. You can wear the same shirt Charlie Kirk was slain in. Maybe you won't end up with the same fate while wearing it. Maybe your neck will stay whole. It's kind of a weird thing to put money towards, but not for TPUSA, because they put $80,000 to $90,000 behind this advertisement to buy the Freedom shirt. $80,000 to $90,000 to remind people to buy the shirt Charlie Kirk was killed in. $80,000 to $90,000. Where did it go? Again, men. This time at least young men, not old men. But then, oh yeah, you do get a little geographic breakdown of all of it. But yeah, would you like to wear the shirt Charlie Kirk died in? Well, we think people will. We're going to pay $90,000 to move some merch. You guys accuse me of profiting off his death? This is literally profiting off his death. This was the shirt he died in. You find it so profitable, you actually advertise it. It's weird. It's beyond weird. Beyond weird. What about the memorial speech? What about Erika Kirk's memorial speech? Who doesn't want to see a grieving widow? After all, we have to support the widow. We have to honor the widow. The very manly Dana Lash reminds us, honor the widow. If you don't believe me, there are clips of her saying it online. They paid $15,000-ish within 5 hours of her giving the speech. She gave the speech. They immediately clipped it and started sending it out as an advertisement.
After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence. We didn't see rioting.
Kind of a weird thing to cheer for. I mean, hopefully you don't see rioting typically.
Instead, we saw what my husband always prayed he would see in this country. We saw revival.
Support the widow. Support the widow. You know what a lot of people were thinking of 5 hours after the memorial? They were still in shock. They were grieving. It was, I watched it. A lot of people watched it. It was frankly pretty impressive to see that many people come together. I have nothing negative to say about the memorial. Almost nothing negative to say about the memorial whatsoever. You know what I would have never done if I was TPUSA? Never. I would never have clipped the grieving widow and profited off of it. Again, advertising brings you a return. I'm going to show you something very interesting about this. If you want to understand why Erika Kirk did not show up to the University of Georgia event, if you're one of those people out there who still believes in the security incident myth, like we went to the moon, Saudis took down the Twin Towers and Building 7 and the plane that evaporated in Pennsylvania. If you still believe in all this stuff, boy, do I have one for you tonight. But first, let's just get a global look at TPUSA events, just see the kind of things that they typically advertise and what kind of money they spend on it. Here is a TPUSA event at the University of Idaho. That was a very successful event, frankly, with Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles. They spent about $40,000 advertising that over the course of about a week and a half. So you have here $35,000 to $40,000 over the course of 9 days advertising this Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles event. We'll get back to this J.D. Vance and Erika Kirk one at the University of Georgia in a second. What about Ohio State University with Savannah Chrisley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Lawrence Jones? It was a pretty good event. They spent about $20,000 advertising that. Then you kind of look down and you can see some of the other stuff that they've done here. So let's go up and look at this one. We had 3 different ads for this University of Georgia event. Remember, nobody showed up to it. This Ohio State, pretty good. The Idaho, University of Idaho, great. They did a great job up there. Let's check this one out. Let's see if we see a panic anywhere. Here's the normal spend. We take our $30,000 to $35,000 and we put it in and we say, we're going to get enough people here with this advertising. We're going to fill up the arena. We got the Vice President of the United States, potential future Vice President, Erika Kirk, the widow. We're going to blow the doors off of this place. So they spend their $35,000 here. They reach between 100 and 500,000 people. And then by April 14th, they think, oh man, nobody's showing up. Let's run another ad. So they dump another $10,000 to $15,000 into this. By April 12th, they can't get enough money into this thing. They had this thing running for 15 hours on full blast. They got 350,000 impressions, blew through another $10,000 or $15,000. We got to get more. Another $15,000 to $20,000 poured into this thing. Another 500,000 to 1 million impressions, or another 700 to 800,000 impressions. All total, 35 plus 15 is 50 plus 20 is 70. They spent $60,000 to $70,000 on this ad buy over 3 different ad campaigns, including 2 emergency add-on ad campaigns at the end, and nobody showed up. When they got there, there were like a few hundred people there in the audience. The whole back of the place was empty. All the sides were empty. Most of the floor was empty. $70,000. Not to mention the $150,000 she spent flying back and forth to the event on the Gulfstream 5, but that's a different discussion. And nobody showed up. This is unusual for TPUSA because what they've learned is what the Russians learned. If you pour money into advertising, if you just get social media going, the organic component will come in and it will lift it up and it will sort of take off. Well, here's what the stadium looked like after they spent their $60,000 to $70,000 advertising this event. TPUSA people show up, they get all set up, they open the doors, and this happens. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. You remember how at UVU, they said they sent a picture of the venue to Charlie because that was their normal thing that they did? They would send a picture out to Charlie of what the venue crowd looked like so he would know what to expect. Is there any reason to believe they don't do that still to this day? Is there any reason to believe that they're like, no, but with Erika, we're not going to do that. We're not going to send a picture of the venue. We're just going to let her show up and see what happens. No. Almost assuredly, they still send a picture of the venue. That's the venue. That's the venue. That's what it looked like. Don't believe me? We have video. This is video of the venue seconds before it kicks off. I'm going to mute it because it's got a little bed behind it. But here is the venue. Look at all those empty seats. That place was supposed to be raucous. The vice president, the widow, $70,000 in advertising. All the money flying people back and forth. All the money on the set design, the setup. All the money on... Nobody wanted to see her. This was in the wake of the Drewski skit. People don't want to go to see someone Drewski's like getting 150 million views making fun of. And I'm sure they took a look at it. We're like, well, we tried. We spent a bunch of money. We can't get anybody here. I will tell you right now, if any of you has a spouse who died, this goes for my friends, family, people I support, people I follow on social media. If any of you has a spouse who dies and you're having a particularly intimate moment in the coffin with the corpse and you're crying on the corpse and kissing it and you allow someone to record it and then post it to your social media, I will never talk to you again. Like I will be done with you. I will not follow you on anything. I will think you are one of the worst human beings I've ever encountered. I will have nothing to do with you. I will think you're manipulative, shameless, morbid, disgusting. I mean, I can't come up with enough words for it. If you allow someone to record it and then post it to social media, I'm talking like in the coffin, you're in the coffin. I'm not talking about, it's weird enough that you're crying in the corner or whatever, but if you're on the stiff, crying, petting, I'm not going to be around for it. I'm not going to be around for it. It'll be the last time I ever look at anything you do on social media. I'll block you. I'll have to block you.